Hello, everybody. It's a little optimist. Today I'm talking about Word Processor of the Gods. Damn, this is a sizable review. Originally titled The Word Processor, we meet Richard Hackstrom, a middle aged writer whose peak has passed due to all the time he's put into his shitty marriage. His wife, Lena, is a massive cunt, and their son, Seth, is just a real piece of shit. Richard hears that his sweet nephew, Jonathan, has recently died in a car crash, along with his abusive father, Roger, and kind, caring mother, Belinda. Richard's devastated, but is given a word processor that Jonathan was working on from various parts. Upon booting it up, it gives him a "Happy Birthday, Uncle Richard" message, making things even more depressing. In his depression, his son comes home with his bandmates and is his usual uncaring, dick-headed self. So Richard writes his son's name and deletes it. And it actually deletes Seth. It's like he's never been born. He kind of blames Seth for making he and Lena's marriage worse, so maybe this will help? Wrong. Lena's even more of a bitch and she's fat as fuck. Doesn't do anything around the house. She's the worst. So guess what? He deletes her too. The word processor, being a Frankenstein's monster of a machine, is starting to fall apart with all of the use it's getting. So before it explodes, Richard writes a new life for himself. A life where he marries Belinda and sires Jonathan instead of his piece of shit alcoholic brother. What a story, oh my god. In most stories, especially from Stephen King, you're waiting on the typical scary ending or even a bummer, maybe one where the hero barely escapes with their life. But no, this is just a beautiful ending to an amazing short story. Thanks go to Natalie Titus for requesting this short story. It's been a while talking about Stephen King, the master of horror. I haven't read Stephen King in a while either. The last 3 or 4 months of 2022, I was just reading other shit. I was stuck 3 months reading one book that could barely hold my attention. That I'll talk about maybe like next year. um, Based on judging how these reviews go, I'm still like 10 years with these reviews, films anyway, and TV shows, but got a lot to work through. Um, oh, yeah, no. So I haven't been able to read Stephen King in a while. He was my next book, and now I have a bunch of other stuff to read that I'll get through pretty fast, and then I can go ahead and uh, jump back into that world. Amazing, amazing short story. Just how it's written. You're really rooting for this guy. Like, he seems like a really cool dude. And yeah, his wife is bitchy. Is she an alcoholic at first? She's a massive cunt. She's just a bitch. He blames Seth. It's fucked up, but as a parent, you do have your moments where you're like, man, just if I didn't have kids, I'd be able to do this and that. Those thoughts flee pretty quickly, but it's like you do have those thoughts. Um, but I love my kids. I wouldn't delete them. So that's it. That's my review. You all take care.